Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has stated that Spurs will sign one more offensive player in this summer transfer window. A double training session for the Spurs squad on Monday in Seoul, South Korea. David Pleat has stepped back from his scouting duties at Tottenham Hotspur. Ben Davies on Ange Postecoglou, he said he accepts it when you make mistakes. It is how you react to them. New signing Yang Min-hyuk on joining Spurs. He said, I'm chasing my dream. The latest on Spurs target Conor Gallagher, and reports in Italy are stating that Federico Chiesa's agent has held talks with Tottenham about a possible move, but the player prefers a move at the moment to Old Trafford.
Chris Cowlin. Fan cams. Club news. Transfer news. Match previews. Legend interviews. Spurs women. Press conferences. Covering everything Tottenham and England.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you listen to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. So let's get straight into it, and let's start with a couple of updates from Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. He has just stated that Spurs are exploring the market and are exploring several possibilities, but no name is imminent. But there is interest in several players like Eze at Crystal Palace and Neto at Wolves, who has many admirers in the Premier League. Tottenham want to do something in the offensive position, and I think it could be soon, because their idea is to add one more player for Ange Postecoglou. Fabrizio Romano has also stated it is a possibility for Tottenham to bring in a new midfielder after Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's exit. I still think that they want to do something in the offensive position. So after Timo Werner, and despite the youngsters they can bring in, Brian Hill also to Girona. But in general, I think that they will do something in the offensive positions. This is the idea: one more offensive player, one more talented player. Former Tottenham Hotspur star Chris Waddle has spoken out about Tottenham being linked to Crystal Palace star Eze. He said he is a great talent. I think he'd be mainly used as a wide player. He's got great pace and balance. The Spurs fans would love to watch him. He's definitely a Tottenham player. He would be a great addition to the squad. The Spurs squad had a double training session in Seoul, South Korea on Monday. It was an intense day for the Spurs players as they took on their first training sessions in the humid Korean climate. Having arrived in Korea's capital, Seoul, on Sunday afternoon, the players got to work in earnest early Monday morning as they headed to the training centre for their first session before returning later on in the day as they put in a shift with a double session. And while they were put through their paces by Ange Postecoglou and his coaching team, the players also had to battle against the high temperatures and humidity, which hit 85%. On Monday, it was announced by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club that Brian Hill has now joined La Liga side Girona on loan for the 2024-2025 season. The 23-year-old joined us in July 2021 and has since made 43 appearances in our colours to date. Previously, Brian Hill has spent time on loan with Valencia and Sevilla. On Monday, it was announced by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club that after 2 decades of association with the club, David Pleat is stepping back from his scouting duties. Chairman Daniel Levy said, I should like to thank David for his contribution over so many years and in so many ways. He had and continues to have an encyclopedic knowledge of the game and players. I know that he will continue to enjoy watching our games at all levels. David Pleat said, football is my life and continues to be. Spurs has been a huge part of that. However, the game and its methods change, and it's time for me to now step back from my scouting role. I look forward to watching the club have great success in the coming years and hope to continue my association with the game. Also in the club statement, it says David Pleat's first involvement with us came in May 1986 when he was appointed manager. In his debut season, he led us to a third place finish in the Old First Division and reached the FA Cup final. He then left the club in October 1987. David returned in January 1998 as the club's first director of football, and during his time at the club, he took charge of the team as caretaker manager on 3 occasions: in September 1998, in March 2001 and September 2003. Following the conclusion of his time as Director of Football in May 2004, he returned once again in 2010 as part of the club's scouting department. Spurs defender Ben Davies has been talking about Ange Postecoglou. He said he has a real effect on the team in the meeting room when he lays out his ideas very clearly and sets out his standards. There's no hiding if it's on the videotape. There's no harsh judgment or deep criticism. It's just made very clear what he expects. Ben Davies then went on to say it's more a corrective style. If you make your mistakes trying to do the right things, that's completely fine, because there is an acceptance that just in real life, mistakes do happen. He's more about how you react to them. New Tottenham Hotspur signing Yang Min-hyuk has been talking about his delight signing for Spurs. He said, first of all, joining such a big club is an honour. I will try my best to show my best. I don't think that I am that young, but I'm chasing my dream. It is a big challenge. I believe I can show and prove my talent. Joining a big club like Spurs means that the club acknowledges my abilities. I believe that if I do my best and work hard, I will automatically improve a lot. When I move to London, adapting will be important. There is Sonny. This will be a big help for me adapting to the process since we are both Korean. Sonny is captain of Korea. I would say he had a big influence on my decision. So far during pre-season, the Spurs under-21s have won 3 games out of 3. The development side are next in action against Leyton Orient on Tuesday the 30th of July, 7:30 p.m. kickoff. But this game will take place at Victoria Road, the home of Dagenham and Redbridge. The Football Insider have just reported on Tottenham Hotspur target Conor Gallagher. They are stating that Atletico Madrid are growing in confidence in their bid to beat Aston Villa and Tottenham to the signing of the Chelsea captain. The Football Insider have stated that Chelsea are reluctantly ready to sell Conor Gallagher with no progress made in discussions over a new contract. The England international's current deal is set to expire in less than 12 months, and the Blues are not ready to let him leave on a free transfer in 2025. Team Talk have just reported that Juventus star gunning for big Manchester United transfer despite Tottenham agreement and Chelsea talks. Team Talk have just stated that Federico Chiesa is holding out for a big money transfer to Manchester United. Team Talk are also stating if a club wants to sign Federico Chiesa, he will be available for between 25 and 30 million pounds. And the report also states that Spurs still have not finalised the signing, and this has now allowed other Premier League clubs to enter the frame. On Sunday, Chelsea initiated contact to see if they can win the race for Federico Chiesa, and there has now been a double update on the attacker's future. Reports in Italy are stating that Chiesa's agent has flown to London to hold face-to-face talks with both Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea as he aims to resolve his client's situation. Other reports in Italy, this one from Gazzetta dello Sport, they are stating that Manchester United have now thrown a spanner in the works because Chiesa is actually eager to sign for the Red Devils. Back to the report from Team Talk, they are stating that the 26-year-old actually favours a major profile Manchester United would be able to offer him and prefers a switch to Old Trafford at this stage. So my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about David Pleat stepping back from his scouting duties at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Of course, he has been involved at Tottenham since 1986, since being appointed manager. Of course, he's helped out 3 times, being caretaker boss. He has been director of football. And for the last 2 decades, he has been working for Spurs as a scout. And I tell you what, every single game that I seem to go to, home games, away games, Premier League, Europe, under 21s, development side, under 18s, David Pleat always seems to be there. He is absolutely everywhere, has been for decades, and the amount of football that guy watches is incredible. His knowledge of the game, his memory of certain players is absolutely fantastic. And I tell you what, he will be very missed at the football club. Of course, I still see him around. Only saw him a couple of weeks ago, and he's everywhere. And I think he'll be really missed as a scout at Tottenham. But of course, he will probably still continue to watch football forever. But yeah, what an unbelievable career he has had at the football club. And I'm sure over the years, I'd love to know how many players that he has scouted that have ended up making it into the first team. But yeah, wonderful work, and wish him all of the very best for his official retirement, if you like. Ben Davis on Ange Postecoglou. He accepts it if you make mistakes, but it is how you react to them. I tell you what, I love when the players come out and say things like this, because Ange Postecoglou just seems to have a fantastic relationship with every single player, and he constantly, tells every single player what he wants from them, what he demands from them, what he expects. And he's so often come out and said, look, if some of the players make mistakes, it is because I've told them to do certain things in games. And I love that. He takes full responsibility. Some managers would never come out and say stuff like that. They would actually blame their players. But there seems to be a real togetherness within this squad. And, in the last 12 months, we have really seen that. We've seen great attitudes from the players and great attitudes from the manager and the coaching staff. So Ange Postecoglou in his first 12 months has been a revelation, and he has taken this club forward. However, that does need to continue. 100% that needs to continue. And as I keep saying on all of these Tottenham news videos, it is absolutely imperative that every single transfer window under Ange Postecoglou now, we improve. We improve the squad. We improve the squad depth. We improve the starting 11. And we improve the mental attitude as well. And, we improve everything on the pitch, off the pitch. And we drive forward and be ambitious. That brings me on to talk about Fabrizio Romano's comments, because he said that Spurs will look to sign one more offensive player in this summer transfer window. We all know as Spurs fans that is not enough. It's imperative that we sign a new number 9. Everyone is saying it. Every fan, every pundit, every ex-player that I talk to, every journalist. Spurs need a number 9. We also need other options, another winger perhaps, another midfielder. We need to strengthen this squad. Of course, we're playing Europa League football as well, so it is so important. Show some ambition in this window, show the fans, show Ange Postecoglou that we can reach the very top, and perhaps put a trophy in the cabinet that has, not happened or materialised for over 16 years and counting. So I just hope that Fabrizio Romano, the trouble is, someone like Fabrizio Romano, he is the transfer king, and he is never wrong with these situations. I'm just hoping that this is a first and Fabrizio Romano is wrong, and Spurs do bring in a number of offensive players, because let's face it, Bryan Hill has just gone out the door as well. I know it says it's a loan, but he has just signed a new contract at the club, and this is very obvious that it's going to be a permanent move, because they've just inserted a release clause in his new contract, 15 million euros. So it now makes it very, very easy for Girona or any club that Bryan Hill agrees to join to just say to Tottenham, here is your 15 million euros. Thank you very much. And we have our player. And Bryan Hill will not ever return to Spurs. In a Spurs shirt, obviously. Bryan Hill going out the door, I do agree with it. I wish him all of the very best. Of course, he did have a couple of successful loans, won the Europa League as well. Good player, in my opinion. Very, very good player. Just in the wrong league. And it's pretty obvious that he's never going to get the game time under Postecoglou. And I think it was pretty obvious that he wasn't going to get the game time under the other managers that he has played under at Tottenham. But a very good player, and I'm sure he will do very well in his future career. The latest on Conor Gallagher, I can't ever see this one happening anyway. Atletico Madrid are now interested, Aston Villa are interested, Spurs were interested, but this seems to have gone very, very cold. I couldn't really see this one ever happening because Chelsea, Spurs, I just can't see them doing business. Chelsea captain moving to Tottenham, the fans wouldn't like it. I don't think that Conor Gallagher would ever think of joining Spurs anyway. Just can't see it happening. Reports in Italy about Federico Chiesa. Apparently his agent has had talks with Spurs and Chelsea, but the player is keen on a move to Manchester United. I've absolutely no doubt that a number of Premier League teams are interested in someone like Chiesa with his ability. Yang Min-hyuk on joining Spurs. I'm chasing my dream. Of course, it is a dream move for him, not only to sign for a top club in England in Tottenham Hotspur, playing under Ange Postecoglou. Of course, he's going to officially join the group in January. That's going to be an interesting one. But of course, he has just joined the same club as the South Korea captain, the Tottenham Hotspur captain, Heung-min Son. So Yang Min-hyuk is absolutely over the moon. He must be dreaming right now. As he said, I'm chasing my dream. He must be on a real high at the moment about this move. But he's had a very, very good season in the J-League in South Korea. And let's hope that that continues until he joins Spurs officially in January. But as I've said, I'm not getting on the bandwagon at the moment of panicking about the transfer window. There's 30 odd days left of the transfer window, so let's not all panic about it. Fabrizio Romano is very, well, I say very rarely wrong. I've never known him to be wrong about things in the transfer market. So let's hope that he is wrong on this occasion and Spurs do get in more than one offensive player, because let's face it, I think we all agree that we need a lot more than just one. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay well. Come on, you Spurs.